Welcome back to the channel. This is the Action Figure Grader, and we have another episode of what to buy on eBay. Modern and vintage Star Wars toys. I have some kind of different items this time I think that you guys will find interesting that are for sale on eBay right now as I make this video. As always, in the video description, there are eBay affiliate links, and if you use one of those links to buy an item, or, you know, in a buy it now situation, or if you want to bid low using my affiliate links and then come back to try and win it later, then it will credit the channel and give me a very small commission, and that does help out the channel. So I appreciate those of you that do that. It means a lot to me that so many of you help out the channel with your eBay affiliate link purchases. I do have a couple of shout outs I need to give. First, I got a new Patreon, Garen Anderson. Thank you so much for becoming a Patreon supporter. They get my videos 24 hours early access, as well as buy it now alerts that are Patreon exclusive for items that I find during the week, not just in these videos, but items that come up during the week that I think are a pretty good buy. I will send those out to my Patreon supporters throughout the week. And then I also have several supers that were given to me this past week through YouTube as a way to say thank you for certain videos they watched. Trilogy Hunter 77, thank you so much for the very generous super that you sent. And then Chris Curran also sent me a super. You guys are super generous to do that. I really appreciate that. And it just means a lot that so many of you guys not only watch the channel, but help support the channel. It's just a pretty incredible support network from the toy community. So thank you so much. All right. It's time to dig into some items that are for sale, either in buy it now situations or at auction. And this is something we don't cover very much. That's the Legacy collection. But this is Kirk. I don't know how you pronounce his name. This is one of the more expensive figures from the Legacy collection, and it's at auction. It's advertised as grade-worthy C9 to C9.5, and it does look to be in pretty good shape overall. And this, again, is a really cool figure sculpt, cloth goods robe, really great kind of beard and hair on this figure. And, you know, it's just one of those particular Legacy collection figures that commands a lot of money. So that's at auction. That ends Sunday evening. Here's one. Shout out to Matthew C., who's a Patreon supporter. He sent me this one and said, hey, I don't know if there's anybody that collects these kind of SDCC exclusive Black Series, but there is a pretty nice looking item on eBay. And he sent me the link, so I'll share it with you guys. This is a really cool custom display AFA 85 SDCC exclusive Boba Fett Black Series 6-inch line, along with the Han Solo in carbonite. It's a really great display. They kind of displayed it so you could see the contents, and then the front of the box is on, you know, right next to it. So it's listed for $600 with a make an offer option, and that would be a really nice centerpiece display. I kind of did something similar with the SDCC Grand Admiral Thrawn box set. And you can't see it in this video, but it's in the backdrop of every kind of unboxing video I do. And I love it. I mean, I had AFA kind of custom encase it, kind of similar to this. And it makes kind of a nice backdrop centerpiece. So this would be a good centerpiece as well if you're looking for something like that. AFA 85, I mean, it's pretty expensive to get it graded and shipped to and from AFA, and at $600, I don't think that's too far off, really, given what these go for ungraded, just, you know, even in kind of rough shape. That this box is kind of notorious for getting beaten up really easily. So $595 is not terrible, but it is a make an offer option on that one. Here is an AFA 90 Han Solo Echo Base outfit vintage collection proof card. I will note that the hanger tab has fallen out inside of the case there. So just full disclosure on that. But the starting bid price is $30 with $10 shipping. Not a bad deal if you can live with the hanger tab being loose inside the AFA case, AFA 90. And that one ends Saturday afternoon at 5:08 p.m. Eastern Time. Here's another vintage collection item. This is an AFA 8.5 VC54 ARC Trooper Commander. This is obviously a TVC 1.0 from the Expanded Universe card back, unpunched, beautiful US card. That one's at $65 and ends Sunday at 10 p.m. Eastern time. So free shipping on that one as well. Very nice looking example of the ARC Trooper Commander on the Expanded Universe card back. All right, Treasures from the Attic is back again with some beautiful Spanish figures. And as I alluded to at the beginning of this video, I send out buy it now alerts, and almost every single one of these were bought already by Patreon supporters. He had like 7 or 8, and most of my Patreon supporters picked up the majority of them. Here are the only 2 that I see that are still left. And the first one is the Spanish Pock Sand People, dark brown bandolier. There's a light brown as well as a dark brown, and it's only a UKG 70, but keep in mind that this is one of the tougher to find Spanish figures, the Spanish Pock figures. I have an AFA 80 for the Spanish Pock Tusken Raider, and I looked up on the population report how many of those have been graded by AFA. There's been 6. 6 of them total have been graded. So whether it's UKG or CAS or AFA, it's one of the tougher Spanish figures to get a hold of. And it's listed for a very reasonable price at $319 US. It's also a make an offer option. And for reference, I think I paid almost $500 after taxes and everything for my AFA 80. It was an AFA 80. So, maybe make an offer. He tends to come off Treasures from the Attic, he or she, I don't know who it is, but they tend to come off about 50 pounds max. So I think if you can get 50 pounds off of this and make an offer option, that's not a bad item to get. It's just a really, really tough character to get for the Spanish Pocks. Speaking of, here's another one that is usually very, very pricey. This is the Spanish Pock Boba Fett. This one's graded UKG 80%, and they're asking a lot of money for it. They're asking about 1,600 pounds, which is $2,000 US. And I don't remember what the last one sold for, but I want to say it was between $1,700 and $1,800 US. It's a very, very pricey variant to get a hold of. And there is a make an offer option on this one as well. Again, I don't know what it's going to sell for, but, feel free to make an offer. But those are the last 2 that are still available for sale from Treasures from the Attic. Very nice, high grade, recently graded UKG items. Here's some baggies that are for sale at auction. These just got listed this morning. The first one is an AFA 85 Return of the Jedi. It looks like an F baggie for the B-Wing pilot. That's at $50 right now. All of this seller's items end Sunday evening. So that's an AFA 85 B-Wing pilot. Same seller also has an AFA 85 baggie for Tebow. These pictures are terrible, but you can at least kind of get an idea of what they are. ROTJC baggie for Tebow on that one. And then he also has an ESBC baggie for Lando Calrissian, AFA 80. That one's at $50. Next up, we've got a buy it now situation for a CAS 75 plus blue snaggletooth. This has got the toe dent. Pretty harsh grading, if you ask me. It's listed for $575, and it really presents a lot nicer than a 75 plus. 75 plus is not a bad score. Don't get me wrong. But there's no torso discoloration on it that I can tell. The belt buckle is really pristine. The hands are pretty good. There's maybe just a little bit of color loss on one hand there, and some also on that hand. Really, I think the main reason it got the 75 plus is because of the right boot has some noticeable color loss on the tip of his boot there. But that is a really clean example. You can see how clean the torso is. The torso is usually kind of discolors to like a greenish color. And I think $575 is not a bad deal, really. I mean, that was just graded this year, 2024. Beautiful case style. And that's not a bad looking example for $575. Loose ungraded, I mean, they sell $400 to $450 all day long in this condition. So $575 is not a bad deal. Toy Scout is back with some auctions. These just got listed this morning, and full disclosure, make sure to check out his other items. And also, full disclosure, most of these do have some condition issues. So this is the 48 back C Hoth Imperial Stormtrooper, and you can see obviously that the blister's got a lot of crunching on it. So don't pay a lot of money for them, but if you're looking to kind of fill in some holes in your collection and you're willing to live with some defects, this has got a clear blister. It obviously does have condition issues, though. That's at $17.50. All of his recent listings in Monday at a very weird time of 1:41 a.m. Eastern time. So you might want to put in like a snipe into some snipe software for some of these. But I bet that all of these will go pretty cheap because they do have condition issues, some of them, and they also end at a very weird time. This is the 48C Zuckus Unpunched. This one's actually in pretty good shape. This is probably the best condition of all of them. And I think this one has a pretty good chance at an 80 grade. It's got some very light condition issues, a little bit of card wave to it. You can see that there's a gap at the bottom. I think this one's also probably not going to hit an 80 because it looks like the blister's pulling away on the bottom there by the stem. I didn't see that when I pulled this one up. So probably at best, I don't know, maybe a 75 with that pull away of the blister there at the bottom. So again, none of these are probably grade worthy, but I think that they make really nice displays if you put them in like a Case Shells acrylic case. And as a reminder, Tom Hogan does have some beautiful Case Shells acrylic cases available. You can email him at caseshells@yahoo.com if you're looking to buy away from eBay. And in one of my recent videos that I released, I said I can't recommend them. What I was trying to say is I can't recommend them enough. They are very, very nice acrylic cases, and they have edge rails that go all the way around the card back, so it'll help flatten the card back out inside the display. caseshells@yahoo.com if you're looking to buy some for cheap. But anyway, going back to Toy Scout, all of these auctions in. They do have some other auctions ending as well Monday at a very weird time. Here is the 41 back Dengar. So although them are clear blister, they've just got, some condition issues here and there. Next up, we've got an AFA 80 Palitoy Chief Chirpa, and it's a clear blister, and it's a Palitoy card back 65 back A, unpunched example, no price sticker. It's listed for $325, not a terrible deal for a very high grade AFA example, and it is also a make an offer option. So maybe you throw out an offer of $275 to $300, and you can get a very nice Chief Chirpa on a foreign card back. Next up, CIB is back with some more auctions. I did not include everything that is at auction, but go check out CIB/AFA's other listings. They all end Sunday evening. First is an AFA 80 Clipper, Dutch Clipper bop bag for Darth Vader. Not an item you see that often. And that one's at $208.50 right now. They also have an AFA 75 archival case for R5D4 on the 21 back A. Very nice clear blister example. Here is the label on it. Archival case 70, 75, 85. Maybe a little harsh on the grading for the card score, but I think it is worthy of an overall 75 grade. So if you're looking for one of those, that one is at $505 right now. Here is a beautiful mint and sealed box AFA 80 Tie Interceptor. That is a very tough item to track down in such clean condition. The Tie Interceptor box art is amazing, and it is mint and sealed box. Here is the label on it. It is a red label. It's not qualified, so it is factory sealed. AFA 80. That one is at $707 already. I expect that one to go over $1,000, most likely. That's a very, very tough item to get. Next up, they also do have a 77 back B Darth Vader with the Anakin Skywalker mail-away offer. It's an AFA 80, again, archival case, 80, 85, 85, with very light yellowing to the blister. It's very faint, but it is yellowed. But those, even in this kind of condition with a yellow blister, unpunched, no price sticker, I think that'll go for pretty good money. The last one that had a very slightly yellowed blister that was on Hakes went for a ton of money, like $600 or $700. I wouldn't pay that personally. I would probably pay up to $500 for this, but maybe it goes that high. I don't know. That one right now is at $255. Now we got the big boy items to finish the video off. Big time items here, and if you got some money to burn, I've got some beauties here. The first one was just listed. This is an AFA 75 plus 12 back A Luke Skywalker Farm Boy. Wow, what an item, and it is a beauty. Clear blister, 85 for the card, 75 for the blister, figure score of an 80, and, I don't see much, if any, discoloration at all to the Luke, and that is a beauty. The buy it now price is $36.50, but there is also a make an offer option. I mean, given what some of those prices were going for on Hakes, I consider these to be really good deals. The Hakes prices were just astronomical. There was an AFA 90 12-back A non-telescoping Saber Luke as well, and it went for just stupid money, and it was discolored. The figure was discolored, as we talked about in the Hakes wrap-up. So I think this is actually a really good deal at $36.50. Another good deal on a 12-back is this one. This one's got an archival case. This is a Taiwan Luke Farm Boy with dark pants, 12-back C, AFA 80, straight 80s for the sub-score, unpunched, no price sticker. What a stunner. This is a trusted seller and a friend of mine. He's got it listed for $3,200. I did receive an offer for $3,100, and he does have a make an offer option on this. Trusted seller and a buddy of mine who has this listed. Absolutely stunning condition, and the Luke is very, very nice shape. You can see it's got the mascara eyes, the kind of the heavy paint to the eyebrows and the eyes, and the very dark brown pants that the Taiwan Luke Skywalker is known for. What a beauty. Unpunched, no price sticker. And again, it's at $3,200. Now, there was an AFA 85 that sold on Hakes, 12-back C AFA 85, that sold last year for almost $8,000. $8,000. So he's got the AFA 80 listed at $3,200 or make an offer. I think that's a very fair price. If you're looking for a high-grade Luke, I think both of those are very fairly priced, in my opinion. Next up, another friend of mine has this absolute holy grail listed that I forgot to show last week, but I thought I'd show it today. None of these friends of mine have asked me to show these on the channel. Full disclosure. I'm just showing them because I actually think they're good deals, okay? I was not requested to show these, but I'm showing them because they're awesome items. This is an orange-haired Luke Skywalker farm boy, loose, complete. Orange-haired Lukes go for $3,000 plus. He's got a mint on card archival case. It's only an AFA 60 because of the blister. It's got a big ding on there, and the card back has some issues as well. But it's a mint on card. I mean, this is an incredible item, and it's listed for not much more than what a loose complete Luke Farm Boy goes for. An AFA 85 loose graded orange-haired Luke Farm Boy I've seen them go for $5,000 plus. The figure score on this is an 85. And it's a card 60, blister 60, figure 85. So you can get a loose complete AFA 85 Luke Farm Boy for $5,000, or you can get a lower grade mint on card orange-haired Luke Farm Boy for $3,800. To me, this is a classic example of an item that if it was on on Heritage, I bet this would have sold for triple this price. I mean, it's a very rare item. And this one also does have a make an offer option, and it's a trusted seller. Again, none of my friends who have these listed asked me to list them. I just found them on my own on eBay, and they are absolute stunners. And finally, another friend of mine has this one listed, UKG 90% Vinyl Cape Jawa. I showed this before, and it did not sell. He relisted it at $1,000 off. So right now it's listed at 3,850 pounds, which is 4,900 US dollars. It is also a make an offer. So it's a UKG 90 Vinyl Cape Jawa, but it also does have a very tough to find Palitoy 12-back card back displayed with it. And mint on card for the Vinyl Cape Jawa, I think there's only one or two known examples that have been found so far. They were just listed and sold last year by somebody that found them in their attic. So this one is kind of the poor man's version of that. You get the 12-back Palitoy card back displayed next to a very high-grade Vinyl Cape Jawa. And again, there's also a make an offer option on that one. So anyway, hopefully you found something that you like. Please use the affiliate links in the video description if you plan on making any offers or bidding on any of these items. Thank you again to those of you that do that. Thank you also for watching this video, and I'll be back soon.